How you doing? Scotty Bear back with another video. This video about update to the lawsuit against DHL and Pack and Ship Express here in El Paso. So some more information, some details. The hearing's been scheduled. I get a lot of comments. Bear, kick their butt or whatnot. Honestly, court is a really bad thing, honestly. If you've gotten to court, you have already lost, honestly. However, sometimes it works out. Most of the time, it's barely works out. Maybe you get some satisfaction, maybe you don't. In this situation, I have consulted with an attorney. This situation is pretty straightforward. I mean, you paid for a service. They measured the box, they weighed a box, they charged, how much for the shipping to where you're going. They give you an arrival date. And like I said, I believe at this point, it's been about 122 days. 1/3 of the year just basically gone dealing with these idiots. And I'm going to read the response here from the attorney from DHL. I'm not going to read it all. Of course, it's just more or less mumbo jumbo. And, it's more what my experience has basically been, and that's been poor. DHL responded about 10, 12 days later, somewhere in there. I'm going to read some of the response. I'm not going to go over everything. Again, like I said, I did buy some of an attorney's time. I mean, if you're going to go as far as file a lawsuit, it is important to go beyond what you read online and get some help from an attorney. I mean, in this case, a consumer attorney. I do have some buddies who are attorneys, but some are non-practicing, some are in different states, and things are different everywhere. So and this case is very interesting too, because it does have some merit from DHL's part. However, this is likely going to fall on the Pack and Ship Express. I mean, honestly. So I'm going to read some of this. Thank you for your patience while I research this matter. Patience is all I got left. I have had an opportunity to review the circumstances surrounding Mr. Bear's shipment intended for the Philippines and my demand for $2,700. Below you can find a summary of events and DHL's position on the matter. Like I said, I'm gonna read some interesting points here because I want to be fair to both sides. I make these videos, and again, a lot of people, tons of people are dealing with DHL and their horrible service. Mr. Bear visited Pack and Ship Express, an authorized shipping center offering DHL services to process a shipment to the Philippines. So that's kind of relevant. DHL is looking to kind of duck out on this, right? Like I said, this is probably going to fall on Pack and Ship Express. From my experience in these matters, kind of not exactly these, but I've been to small claims court before, and like I said, this is pretty straightforward overall. So, it's breach of contract, right? So I paid them for a service. They were unable to perform the service. The package is at this point maybe late, maybe gone. I mean, we have some concerns. One, the package has been basically abandoned for more or less, a third of the year. So what condition is the contents of the package? That's a problem. We are trying to get some sort of proof that the package and the contents are in good shape at this point, because, we're certainly not trusting anything they have to say. Another interesting point the lawyer brings up, a lawyer for DHL, we have not heard anything from the Pack and Ship. However, I have lost the chargeback against them. My bank stating that for the reason is that they're trying to facilitate the delivery of the package, which is, more, lip service on this situation. So specifically, Customs required the consignee to provide a special power of attorney, copy of the valid ID, and an authorization letter for Customs to process the lifting, as well as payment for the removal of the abandonment status, approximately 10 to 15,000 pesos, which is about $200 to $300. Now, I want to comment on that. So this attorney claims that he did an investigation. So basically what we got here is we got our first, horse shit response here is we actually provided this to the shipper, and DHL knows this. So I wonder how much investigation that DHL actually did. Because again, the receiver has repeatedly presented this information, and the package was supposedly in final clearance. So that is indeed a lie. So DHL continues to follow up with both Mr. Bear and Pack and Ship Express. That is another lie. We have not heard from these people in months at this point. Throughout the month of July, however, the shipment has never been able to clear customs. That is another lie. We have an email saying that the package is on final clearance. So I'm going to skip down here, and they say Mr. Bear is a customer of Pack and Ship Express, not DHL. And maybe some of that is true. But of course, I'm going to argue that DHL took, as they outline here, $309 for the shipment, and they were operating through the Pack and Ship. A statement that I kind of read earlier. Pack and Ship Express, an authorized shipping center offering DHL services to process shipment. And, there might be something there. However, my experience with this and going to small claims court, the judge, of course, this is pretty straightforward. I mean, is the package delivered? What's the status? Of course, both these companies are probably scrambling to get this delivered. Like I said, we had some movement on the package, as of last 5 days-ish. They walk in the court without this package being delivered, they're definitely going to have a problem on their hands, especially with, their response here and being able to produce emails that from both sides where they've had these investigations, and I got these, crazy worthless replies. And so I'm going to skip down here. As outlined above, Mr. Bear's shipment was placed on hold by Customs in the Philippines. It was placed in abandoned by the Philippines, and we have not heard from anybody in months. However, like I said, there has been some pressure and movement on the package, and of course, we get a message from Customs. And more finger pointing. I mean, this is really normal and frustrating in, when you file a lawsuit, right? Because it's no one's fault, right? They took my money and said, the package will be there, on this date. And of course, it's nobody's fault. But instead of trying to get the package delivered, our bad, they finger point some more. However, we get this email from the Customs. And keep in mind that, they speak English, but they say, please be informed that as of writing, no records pertaining to the subject package have been filed in this office for release. The assigned DHL Express representative informed us of the reason for their failure to file the goods declaration was due to the reason that your shipment is categorized under high value shipment, which has to be processed for release through formal entry. So more ammunition to fire back. This is Again, pretty normal for a lawsuit. Like I said, it's it's funny they would waste all their time filing a 3-page lie to the court on what their reason is. Also, interesting thing that came up here is DHL. Now, if you're shipping through DHL International, you need to be aware of this, because it says here that their liability is limited to $266.70 in the event the court is inclined to find DHL liable. Actually, the judge may be like, I don't care who pays them, but somebody's got to pay them. DHL's limitation of liability for damage or loss is governed by the Montreal Convention, a treaty in which governs all international air transport of cargo, and to which the U.S. and the Philippines are parties. Mr. Bear agrees to these terms and conditions of the carriage at the time of tender. Did I? I mean, again, they claim earlier in their email that Pack and Ship, not DHL. So did I agree to those terms? In this case, the shipper did not purchase the shipment value protection. The package is fully insured. It shows that on the receipt. It goes on to kind of give some more, horse crap. The limitation contains in DHL Airway Bill are entirely standard to the air express industry and have been upheld in many courts of law. So that's basically what's going on. DHL tried to get the matter dismissed and let this fall on their their company that that is selling DHL services, I guess, from what they claim anyway. I still stand by DHL will probably fry from this. I have not got any updates whether DHL's managed to get this dismissed against them. However, this is the wheels of justice are very slow. This is frustrating. Like I said earlier, if you end up in a small claims action, in most cases, if it's pretty straightforward, you're likely to prevail. But however, lawsuits in general are really a gamble, and you never can really tell what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful Friday morning.